I was like, I just walked up there and I saw both of them kissing. And she was like, you can see like the heartbreak in her face. Like, it was so messed up. I hate that I had to do that. But like, would you have done that? Would you have told your family member or like somebody that you're loyal to? I mean, it was like my niece, her mom, which is my sister, and her marriage. Like, and that's her daughter. Like, that's a very serious thing. Anyway, time on how I became the bad person because I told my niece that her husband had cheated on her with her mom, which is my sister. Okay, I tend to talk a lot, so I'm just gonna try my very best to keep it to the point because it's a lot of juicy stuff. So this was like 5 years ago because I was pregnant. We went to Lake Chalan, rented some jet skis, and we were all just having like a family gathering, you know. My mom had adopted my niece, so we grew up kind of like sisters. And then my sister, which is her mom, she is my sister. We were having, you know, we were all supposed to be cool. Everybody was drinking. I don't want to say it was like, oh, everybody was drinking, but they had beer and they were having some drinks, right? So this was towards like almost towards the end of the night. Obviously, I'm pregnant, so I have to go pee every 5 minutes. And my niece was sitting at the bench, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. My sister wasn't there, and neither was my niece's husband. So I walk over.
All right, we're gonna get back. Wait, hold up. Y'all hear that? Another reaction, man. Hey, make sure y'all supporting and commenting, man, because I do be blessing my top supporters with money. I just go live and surprise my supporters with money. The last giveaway was $500. I don't know when I'm gonna do one again, but hey, like I say, just support because you might be the one. Also, when we hit 100K, man, I will be doing a $2,500 giveaway. Also, when we hit 100K, I will be doing a party in my home city, Birmingham, Alabama. Y'all don't want to miss that. But hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long. Let's get back to the video.
And as I walk over towards the bathrooms, because there were like, it was a picnic table. You have to walk, you know, when you're at a lake, you have to walk kind of far sometimes to get to the bathroom. Okay, so I walk over to the bathrooms, right? And the bathrooms are facing the opposite side, so we're like on this side, so you couldn't see anything. As I walk up to go to the bathroom, I see my sister like this, holding on to my niece's husband.
Ooh,
her daughter's husband. Holding on like this, and they were kissing.
Messy.
Mind you, my sister's like in her 50s. And he's like in his, maybe he's barely 30 probably. I didn't know what to do. I was really scared because I know that when you are the one, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was really...
You better say something, you feel me? But that's crazy because, so her niece is cheating with her sister. So he's cheating on his girl with her mom. Well, he's cheating on his girl with the mom. That's some crazy, messy stuff. You gotta be a diabolical person on both ends to do something like that. No cap.
Scared, I'm pregnant, I don't know what to do. All these thoughts ran through my head, but I know that my loyalty was with my niece and I had to tell her. So I actually walked up there, you know, as I'm walking towards them, I was like, wow. And I just started shaking my head and they stopped. They immediately stopped. And I was like, wow. So like the men's bathroom and then the women's bathroom, they're like right next to each other. You just have to go this way or that way. I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, wow. And then I went in the bathroom, you know, my pregnant butt. I had to go pee. So as I'm going pee, I'm like, what do I do? What do I have to do? And I knew right away that if I were my niece, I would want to know. I knew I had to tell her. So I didn't know how I was going to do that. So I come out of the bathroom, right, and they're out there already, and I went ahead and I call him my nephew because he's like my nephew. I went and told him, I said, either you're going to tell her or I'm going to tell her, which meaning my niece. I was like, you're going to tell her or I'm going to tell her. And he was like, I'm going to tell her. And then my sister, she's just all mad. Like, she's just all like, oh no, at this time she's quiet, right? She's like really quiet. And I tell him, and then they're walking away, and then he's walking away, like away from the area where everybody's sitting down. And I'm like, nah, you're gonna tell her, or I'm gonna tell her. But, and I was like, I didn't want to tell her. I didn't know how to tell her, but I knew what the right thing to do was. Anyway, so I see that he's not trying to go towards her, and we're not about to wait till later tomorrow. So I said, hey, and I yelled out her name, and I was like, what's his name wants to tell you something. But the look on my face, like she could tell something was wrong. And I was like, he has to tell you something. So he was over here, and then my sister was over there just like standing there, like hanging out. Like, how can you do that to your own daughter, bitch? Anyway, my niece walks over.
Yeah, like how? But like what be wrong with people, bro? I don't understand what's wrong with people for them to do stuff like that to people they supposedly supposed to love. That's why I say family is not blood, bro. Family is who treat you like family. You can have people who are blood related to you and hate you for real. You can have people who are not blood related to you and love you like a family. So I consider that family. I consider blood related folks just relatives. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up.
Right? And she was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, tell her. I was like, tell her. And he wouldn't tell her. So I was like, I just walked up there and I saw both of them kissing. And she was like, you can see like the heartbreak in her face. Like, it was so messed up. I hate that I had to do that. But like, would you have done that? Would you have told your family member or like somebody that you're loyal to? I mean, it was like my niece, her mom, which is my sister, and her marriage. Like, and that's her daughter. Like, that's a very serious thing. Anyway, this whole thing happened. We're like far away from home too, and we all came in the same car, so it was pretty awkward. So he's upset. You can tell he feels guilty, but my sister didn't feel guilty at all. She didn't give two fucks. We were getting ready to go, and we all drove together. So she just gets in the car like nothing happened, right? Like, she just gets in the car, but she's not saying a word. Like, she's not saying anything. So they're not talking. They ended up not talking for a little bit, but then they were talking. And then my sister was mad at me. And she was telling, so her and her mom, and I told her, I said, that's your mom. You know, your mom's sick. If something happens to her, you're going to regret not talking to her. I'm still trying to be the bigger person, right? But anyway, literally like a week or two later, they make up or whatever, and they're talking again. You know, my niece is like, it's going to be hard, but, you know, I'm trying to give her a chance because she's sick and blah, blah, blah. Tell me why I became the bad person in the story. My sister was telling her daughter, my niece, that she didn't want her to talk to me, that she didn't want to talk to me. She didn't talk to me again. Like, she did not talk to me. Like, she didn't want to be friends with me, nothing. Mind you, I had been supporting her a lot financially. Like, I paid for her electricity because it was very high. Like, I was there for her. Like, I literally did nothing wrong to her. But anyway, yeah, so then my niece would be like trying to like split her time up because me and her were really close. She was like my best friend. And we were like really close. And yeah, I became the bad person in the whole fucking story because I told her and then they were acting all funny. Like my sister did not, till this day, she still does not talk to me. And then I was like, what does she want me to do? Like, not say anything, like keep their secret, you know? So anyway, yeah, I ended up being the bad person in the story. And she was like, don't talk to her. If you really want to have a relationship with me, like, don't talk to her. And I'm just like, anyway, what would you guys have done? Because I think I did the right thing. And I don't want to be with somebody like that anyway. Next thing my sister won't do is try to kiss my husband.
Factual. I mean, to tell you the truth, if she did that to her own daughter, imagine what she'd do to you, bro. Like, you know, so I think it's a good thing that she ain't talking to you no more. Sometimes when God remove people, let them go. Because sometimes we be trying to hold on to what God is trying to get out of our life. Ooh, I just preach, boy. I told y'all I'm going to get my organ. I'm going to have an organ player back here for when I be preaching like that. You hear me? But of course she did the right thing. Of course you supposed to tell her. Like, you feel me? Of course. If you didn't tell her, that'd make you an evil person. Because why is your mama messing with your daughters, man? Like, bro, like I said, I don't come from that tribe. I just don't come from that. You know, like, I don't understand people who do stuff like that. You feel me? That's just me. People out here, they be doing a lot of treacherous stuff like that, but I just, like I say, I don't rock with people who do stuff like that, and I don't do stuff like that. That's up. You feel me? So, yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think about that video in the comments, man. See you guys next video. Always remember, be safe out here, kings and queens. Let's get it.